Oh my, it must be a feat of magic. It's working again.
That's me again, Turtle Man Stu. Yeah. I didn't think I had a whole lot to get back at you with there for a while. But a few nights ago, I was walking down the street here, enjoying myself a cup of coffee in the wee hours of the dark morning, when a large black pickup truck struck me. Evidently, maybe got something to do with my mouth. I don't know. I like to enjoy my freedom of speech. Although not being disorderly conduct persistent, I like to enjoy my freedom of speech. But anyway, I got struck by a pickup truck walking down the street here. I had a cellular phone, if you could call it that. If they do call it, I don't want to sound ignorant. Well, I had a portable phone, and it didn't seem to work quite the way, you know, like OnStar. Oh, and she's in the car, she's fallen and can't get up. I never got the ambulatory service that I requested on my 911 number, but I never got arrested, see? And I was grateful of that, because quite some time back, this was when I was still with my wife Charlene, I was walking through a street here in Blair, and I was struck in the back of the head with a pipe. And I got home here. This was when I actually had a home, a wife, and a child, and I called 911 services. And I explained to them I'd been struck in the head with a pipe for no reason. I'm not even going to get into what was said to me after the striking of the pipe, but I kept walking. And I went home, I called 911 services, and they offered to arrest me if I ever called their service again. So I went to bed with a very large lump behind my ear and blood dripping out of the side of my head and my ear. And then, for some reason, some dancing women from Community Mental Health Services showed up unannounced. Well, after hours of them closing, and we talked. And another one, see, there was two, evidently, I don't know, supposedly named Michelle, but not the skinny one, unless she has an Oprah Winfrey problem. The other one showed up at the house. I can't prove that. Evidently, it's part of my mental delusions. And we talked. After walking in my house, not invited, me being the head of the household, and we talked till about, I would say, 45 minutes to an hour after they came. And they said, well, we'll see you in the morning, Mr. See, I'm wrong on that. We'll see you again, Mr. McCormick. Do you need another home visit? See? They're kind of double-handed, I guess, at that one. But I didn't say that, or did I? And I said, well, is everything all right? And they said, yes, just fine. And I went to bed and went to sleep. And then the next morning, about 9 to 10 hours later, after this visit, they showed up at my house with 2 deputy sheriffs and had me involuntarily committed into the mental outreach ward of Blair City Hospital. Now, the conversation contained my wife's accusations of being raped by a Blair City police officer. Well, I wasn't irate about it. I just wanted to know. And, well, you know, they spoke for her, and then all of a sudden she became mentally incompetent in the views of their opinion. And I was committed. And now, Evidently, that night when they left, they didn't see me as a threat to the family or myself, or did they? And they left. No calls placed to the emergency services of mental health services. I had my friend check into that. And then, boom, there they was, and had me committed. Now, if they had me committed under the views of my wife, how could they have done that when they said she was mentally incompetent as far as her views and opinions on being raped by a Blair City police officer? Well, I did my time, and I ate my Risperdal with my physical condition, and which I've been in the hospital previously over. And, well, evidently there's, been no substantial proof of any type of a rape, and I can't say a name or point a finger of accusation at any of those officers. That's just what she said to me, and two of her caseworkers and her psychiatrist. And then instead of committing her, they committed me, and they left her in the care and custody of my son, who is a nonverbal autistic adult person. And also left him in the care and custody of her sister, Rebecca, is now deceased, who is also was extremely mentally ill and has been arrested for an act of violence, domestic violence, which I explained at the jail, the Belmont County Sheriff's Department, and they ran their smart mouth at me and put me back in the tank. And, well, after that, we was in the courtroom where I was explained to me at the Belmont County Sheriff's Department that there is an active restraining order on you, Mr. I never got any paperwork of it. And that's not Charlene you're speaking to, is it? And they knew it was, and I hung the phone up. And then when I was released, I went home up here with my wife, Charlene, and my son. Were evidently no paperwork of it. There was supposedly an active restraining order against me. And then I went down to the courthouse in front of the same judge who would have possibly been the only person to have placed a restraining order on me, with my wife and my son. Now, do you understand that? You see how I speak mental health?
Later we'll talk about my metallurgical problems, which the people of Blair City Hospital figure just may be the gout.
This is Turtle Man Stew. Keep your stick on the ice. We're all in this together.